Good morning. Welcome to Friday Mornings with Carol and Jillian. We are at a very special destination today in Vermillion, South Dakota at the Red Steakhouse. Very special friends of mine, Jared and Peggy Hegman, own this steakhouse, and they have a very unique selection of foods, wines, top shelf beverage. And Carol sat with the chef a little earlier before we did this and explained to her what makes Red Steakhouse so unique.
I would love to have the chef come and explain in more detail, but he was a little shy. So I will tell you. At any rate, they have a movement called Farm to Table, which is actually quite sophisticated. A lot of the high-end restaurants in California also have this. So it means that their produce and meats come right from local farmers and so on, and then they design their menu according to that. That means you have chef and staff that are very passionate about food, about serving you wonderful food and making it a wonderful dining experience. They also shared that they have a lot of American wines because that's what their clientele likes. And I thought this was very interesting. They have a staff that is very passionate about and have a extensive whiskey and bourbon selection for those of you that enjoy that as a treat when you're dining. And it really is a little gem in Vermillion, South Dakota, a little fun destination for you. So I hope that you will enjoy bringing someone here and having a lovely meal.
Something special. Just to share a little something special about this location is if you ever have just a special event, whether it's for the two of you or for a family or event, I notified the manager here. Her name is Emily, and I just kind of shared with her a special event that was taking place in my life, and she made it so perfect. There's a room called the Vault in the basement, and she had it full of flowers and candles and music, and all the food was prepared to perfection. So if you're looking for something unique and just kind of warm and cozy, even it's warm and cozy here,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So
and the color red is beautiful.
It is. So come visit the Red Steakhouse here in Vermillion, South Dakota. So Carol, how was your week?
I had a wonderful week, and I discovered something in a very everyday thing. Obviously, every day we don't come to a lovely steakhouse or go out for big dinners, but I was walking laps in the pool, which is for me exercise and meditation. And as I saw the green water on the pool, a thought came to me, this is my gift to myself today. And I really wonder, we talk about being more self-aware, about taking time in our life. I have a question for you. If I give you a gift, and it's wrapped in a beautiful gold package with a bow, are you going to open it this morning?
Indeed.
You better.
Yeah, I will, believe me.
And the gift that you would give yourself is you would give yourself a little pocket of time to do something that nourishes you and is special to you. I know you go sit in a tree or get up at 4:30 in the morning. Not this girl. But that your gift might be something like that. My gift might be and is the water, and is also staying up late and writing and blogging and reading and researching.
And bathing in pearls and diamonds.
Yeah, I am the diva, girls.
Anyway.
At any rate, but those are my gifts to myself. And I have had kids I picked up from school and have an elderly parent, and I understand all of those things that make us go, I don't have time. But I hope that you take 5 minutes while you're waiting in line for your kids to be picked up and bring a favorite book or a book on tape, or maybe silence is a gift sometimes. Or when you're a young mom, go lock the door and take a bath without
hide
kids.
in the closet.
Or hide
in the closet.
Or go for a walk, or many things. Maybe you write down, this is my gift, that maybe I make myself a lunch that has something I love in it, or I take a moment and have a cup of coffee with a friend.
Don't you think that it's important that they communicate, even with their loved ones, whether
Absolutely.
With their husbands, whatever, that they need this time?
Right. And it can be, and I say pockets because I think it's very difficult in our lifestyle to pick a whole half an hour. That would obviously be ideal. And maybe your gift is to spend 20 minutes having coffee in the morning with your significant other. I mean, I think it can be tons of different things. And the point of our blog, besides we're a little silly, I'm the diva, she's
silly.
the hunter. I
am a huntress.
Yes, she does. I can't believe it. At any rate, is to say, take a minute, enjoy your day, be more self-aware. I think that's the real message that we'd like to share today, that you open up that gift. And if there's a takeaway from today, I hope that tomorrow you'll think, there's a package on my counter that I get to open.
Before
Christmas. And I hope you open the gift and enjoy something today that you've given for yourself.
So your gift, you are saying, is what then? So they know.
My gift is I go and walk.
Okay.
And meditate in water.
Okay.
Is a gift I give to myself.
Okay, so my gift then is, and it's a little bit of a gift and it's a little bit of a stress, whatever it is, but I wake up most mornings at around 4:30 and I get in my Jeep and I ride down the road and I do find coffee that early in the morning. And whether I am just driving around looking at, properties or home builds, or I'm out in the country watching the sunset, it's just that time for me to think, to pray, to meditate, and to gather my thoughts before the day starts. So that's my self-meds. So,
and your gift. And you take that time for yourself in your busy day, and that's wonderful.
And I feel, the one thing I have noticed, if I skip it, I feel like something's wrong. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So anyway,
so what else our thought today?
Yeah. So do we have any tips at all for these special people?
My tip of the day is a new blush, I guess you could say, from Nude Colors that's at Sephora, and it's called Candlelight, and it's not when you don't really want to look tan anymore, but you just want to have a little bit of candlelight color. So that's my little tip of the day. You had one as well.
Hydrogen peroxide. $1.49 at most stores, leading stores, box stores. So meanwhile, what I do, now this is kind of fun because someone very special in my life, I was telling him about this and he said, now, so did a dentist or a doctor recommend this? I mean, real serious, he was looking at me. And I said, nope, Pinterest doctor. I read it once on Pinterest. So anyway, twice a day, and to be real honest, my gums, there's this red spot up in my top left gum. When I started rinsing with that stuff, once in the morning, once at night, my teeth were whiter, and that thing went away.
Yay.
Yeah, so try it. I mean, don't swallow it, okay? You gotta gargle. So.
Blush and peroxide, who knew?
Okay, so I do want to bring, this is kind of just one more tip for the day. Carol and I were talking about this going down the road, and I think it's really important that we share this as friends and as you guys as our friends.
Right.
How would you like to explain what happened to us about a year ago? You and I together.
And I think this video is about what has happened about a year and a half ago. I went through a really difficult time, a depression, I guess you could say.
Me too.
Jill was in a dark place, and we probably became better friends because we were both kind of in a dark place. And we worked through it, we talked, we prayed, and then there came a point where we took action.
Yeah,
and I think that you get to that point, and I think it's good to say, I have been in a dark place. I have felt sad and lonely and not knowing where to go. And I did through prayer and also through action. I started making steps to be more self-aware and make my life into what I wanted it to be. And
I like that.
And I think that it's important to say that you can get there, but you get there by beginning.
I agree. And the really interesting part was, this just didn't happen in 24 hours.
True. Very true.
There were a lot of late night drives, a lot of tears, a lot of not doing dishes, and the dishes piled up. And that's why Carol and I are really, I think, so close and just sisters in Christ. So,
but I want to say that in all seriousness, if you are going through a tough time, you can make it through. You have to begin. And sometimes you have to begin again. So happiness, tears, and I hope a little self-awareness is all what we're trying to share with you. And we're two girls with a selfie stick. I mean,
really?
But our heart is in the place that you find love and joy, and that you find a moment and you open up the package today and take some time for you.
I think in the final words that I'm going to say is, it took me quite a few years to figure out how to mire up the muck, out of the muck.
Yes.
And about 2-3 weeks ago, somebody really close to me looked me in the eye and said to me, you have to make a decision. And for once that sunk in, because sometimes you can hold on to the past or past habits, and that can bring you down. And that next day, I called Carol, and I said, I've made a decision. And I'm telling you, every day since then has been fabulous. So
That's great.
All right, everyone. Well, we are so happy that you came to visit with us at the Red Steakhouse, and how wonderful that they allowed us to come in early in the morning to do this. And we just invite you guys here and hope you would enjoy this destination at some point. So you all have a great weekend, and we look forward to talking to you next week, Friday, with Friday Mornings with Carol and Jillian.
Great. Have a great weekend.